Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091, and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Last time we left off, it seems that Agent Shi-Na is being a little, I guess, suspicious, if you want to put it in that way. And, yeah, there was something about her that seemed very familiar when she started laughing and doing the It's like, wait a minute, it can't be. So, and then right when we left off, we gave Gumshoe the task of finding stuff in her room that we may examine, and now we get the choice of what do we want to examine. Of course, the most logical thing you want to go for is, well, the coat, because if that escape route was used, then perhaps this coat is what we need to look at. Let's examine the coat. Yes, sir! It appears you managed to stain your coat rather badly, Agent Shi-Na. The other that Kate saw was wearing a coat, and I'm beginning to wonder if this stain wasn't created when you went through that fireplace. No, you have it wrong. That soot probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire. But what about this dark substance around the hem of your coat? Oh, I didn't realize that hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed with soot from when I was helping with the fire. I don't think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie? Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is the same pattern of dirt I got on my coat when I went through the fireplace. Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace, which I can... What? How? You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe. Huh? Me, sir? What did I do? This coat. This is exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for. I had been hoping to find the coat that the person Kay saw was wearing. And thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace was solely a coat. I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir. All that remains is for us to show that the dark substance on the coat hem is... Oh, you think you can do that? Of course I can. This is the dark substance that sullied the hem of your coat. And besides soot, or ashes, or whatever, the only other thing that would make logical sense would be this ink. Take that! The ink? Yes, this is what will prove the coat went through the fireplace. According to the ambassador, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning. You told us that already, so I don't really see the point in mentioning it again. My point is that he spilled some ink onto the back wall of the fireplace at that time. If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be the ink, it will prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Ah! Sorry to have clipped one of your wings, Yagarasu, but we're not finished just yet. But you have no way of proving whether or not this is the ink on the coat hem. Oh, but I do. And I intend to show that it is ink in a few seconds. How? How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you. This is how I'll prove that dark substance on a coat is ink. Now, touching it or wearing a coat, I don't see how that's going to do anything. But burning it, now that's a special thing, because we all know that the ink is made from wit crystal oil, which, when burned, gives off a green flame. So, if the ink really is on that coat, well, it should give off quite a show now, shouldn't it? We can find out whether that is the ink or not by lighting it on fire. That's how you're gonna prove that it's the ink? Yes, if you could please cut out a section in the dark stain area for me, I appreciate it. Because I will show you, here and now, what the dark substance is. Shi-Na. Sorry to do this, but I'm gonna have to cut off a bit of your coat. Go ahead. I wasn't planning on wearing it anymore anyway. Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something. Oh, I've got some matches. I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs. Then, if I could please have one, Kay, then we can get this experiment underway. The flame! Straight up green. It's the same color as the flames wit crystal oil produces. Which means the ink is a product of the wit crystal oil. and when lit, the ink produces a green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the Yagarasu's other wing. Miss Shi-na, you're the fake Yagarasu! The one who killed my father! It's about time you came clean, Agent Shi-na. Or should I say, Callisto, you! Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! You're not serious, are you? Do I look like the joking type to you? Callisto, you? I never heard that name before in my life. That manner of speaking and that attitude, you haven't changed a bit in 7 years. You're the defense attorney, I killed Mr. Faraday, then try to frame me for it. Oh, really? And you have proof for that? You insist I am this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me. The raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived, and it will reveal your true ugly form to the world. The hell is that, Edgeworth? Enough poetry! I want to see some evidence! Do you really have something that can prove that she's Callisto you? I do. It's something that the second Yagarasu had preserved for us these last 7 years. Do me the honor, Mr. Edgeworth. I will, Kay, for we have finally come to the end. We'll prove her to be Callisto you with this, and clip this Yagarasu's wings for good. And remember, Kay gave me this perfume that was misused for safekeeping. I think this should prove that she is her once and for all. This perfume. This will prove you to be Callisto you. It will? Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember his bottle. This belonged to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well. This is that bottle of perfume you spilled, and I have preserved it ever since. I heard from my father, Byrne, that if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades. Which means that your fingerprints are still on here. Every last one. We can clear everything up if we were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now come, Agent Shi-na. Will you submit to yourself to a fingerprint test? Oh, God. That is a very creepy. She's gonna steal my soul. Oh, she's really freaking out. Oh, God. Help me. Does this mean that we broke it? It looks like you've seen right through me yet again. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth. Callisto. You! So you've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill. It's even greater than that time 7 years ago. Shi-na! You're... Lang, I really enjoyed our days together. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man. So, you were a spy all along. A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after. Someone who's been feeding them intel of Interpol all this time? Very good. Maybe you're not as big as an idiot as I thought. Callisto, you, the woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? The fake Yagarasu. That's right. Callisto you. That's just one of my many names. But even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yagarasu. Callisto you, this time you won't escape, for this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly. You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay. And had you not used the Yagarasu's gadgets, I might have never known who you were. But here you are being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. Kay, don't! You! I'll never forgive you for what you did to my father! You really are just like him. Mr. Faraday, too, possessed such laughable honesty. Oh, God. Kay! No! You let Kay go right now, pal! You despicable! Let go of me, you filthy... Ah! You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yatagarasu. But that's impossible. My father was the one who created Little Thief. Hey, Edgeworth, the Yatagarasu that has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? Why it has 3 legs? Oh, and there's also 3 reasons for that. I forgot that he said that. He knows the exact location of the object. They always know how to disarm the security system. And what was the 3rd one? No! It can't be! Did you finally figure it out? Do you finally know the real identity of the Yatagarasu? The real identity of Yatagarasu is... Well... Wait a minute. I don't think it can be Burn or Callisto, but... Who's left then? It's neither of them. The real identity of Yatagarasu is neither Burn nor Callisto. But by the same token, they are also the both real Yatagarasu. How very perceptive of you. No way! The single person known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu never existed. Mr. Edgeworth! No! I refuse to believe this! The Yatagarasu is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. The Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. And a lawyer would have the opportunity to learn a layout of client corporations. Skill number 2. The Yatagarasu always knows how to disarm the security system. And a good prosecutor would be well versed in the ways of a criminal. And skill number 3? Now, who's this? The Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever. It can't be. Oh my god, it is. Detective Bad! It was only natural for the Yatagarasu to never leave evidence behind. Because the lead detective of the case hid it all away. You're the 3rd member of the Yatagarasu! You. I've been looking for you for a long time. 7 long years. But I finally got you. Aha! Why, Mr. Bad? Long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team. But you were such a great team. Then why'd you kill my father 7 years ago? Why indeed? It was nothing personal, really. He was just another person I had to kill. How can you say that? I grow weary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. And this time, I won't miss. Stop! You! K! Gunshot! It's over, Shi-na. Your leg! Oh. Ooh. Damn. Lang, are you okay? Agent Lang! Man, I'm surprised he still has that smirk on his face. Yes! You idiot! What were you thinking jumping in front of my gun like that? What are you risking your life for? I'm sorry, Detective Bad, but no matter what sort of past she may have had, or even if she really is a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she's my subordinate. As long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her. Not even from you. You really are an idiot, you know that? Ha! That's fine with me. You should know by now that this is just who I am. Hey, sis. Yes? I want you to conduct a full body search. Shi-na might have another weapon on her. Alright. Detective Gumshoe, your assistance, please. Sir! Hey, I found something! What is this, sir? It looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle. This is a great find, Detective. Huh? It is, sir? Let's try pairing this blade up with this handle. And let's see if I have the handle. Here we go. So let's see if this fits. I believe this blade actually belongs to the handle that was on a murder weapon. Hey, they fit together perfectly! This blade must have taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched. I'm gonna go return I'm gonna return the knife now. Alright. I trust that you'll make sure that it's returned to the ambassador. Alright, well, that's given back to them. I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it, Callisto, you. For the only time the handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Cochin's murder. Which means that you must be Mr. Cochin's killer. You killed Mr. Cochin with the Albastian knife. Switched the handles and then took the original blade of the other knife with you. Later, you allowed yourself to be spotted by Kay near the open-air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her, and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. Does that sum it up? You crafted an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are two problems with it. Problems? In what respect? Why do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me? It was also I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gatewaterland, I knew right away that you were Burn Faraday's daughter. I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Yatagarasu. So that's why you tried to pin Mr. Cochin's murder on me. Yes, I knew he would show up at the embassy tonight, so I thought to use you, but pinning the murder on you wasn't only my only goal. You had another? Well, yes. Once I heard you were under arrest, I had planned to search you and take back that device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatagarasu. You were going to take the little thief away from me? 7 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key. Then the person who stole the Yatagarasu's key was Mr. Faraday. You. That incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it? In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment. Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yatagarasu? Why? There is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean? The person I take orders from hasn't changed. Even now, to this day. Does this mean that the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Cochin? Then, the real ringleader is still out there pulling the strings. Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. And you're gonna tell me everything you did tonight. Do you understand, Shi-na? I guess I should tell you then, but that I was the one who set the embassy on fire. And why'd you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of the counterfeit bills. That was the smuggling thing. That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do. But then, why start two fires? Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation, after all. I've had my fun. Now, it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait! Miss Shi-na. Yes? When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks, I thought, well, that I should return them to you. You can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot, Edgeworth. About the second problem I had with your story? I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will. Mr. Prosecutor! Yes, Agent Lang? Mark my words. I'm not done here and I'll be back. It's got nothing to do with duty or anything because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be. His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg. Yeah, he seems to be going okay. Getting shot in the leg has nothing to do with it. It's finally over, Kay. I feel like I peered into her heart a little, you know? And it's so cold and dark and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands, the one who shot my father, was a problem to be removed. That person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones they were selling for the Jam and Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome. I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. There's a bit of a soil stuck in the ends of these sticks. Soil? That's odd. Oh, I guess it's that time already, huh? So it's midnight, the dawn of another day. Hey, Pops! Thanks a bunch. You've really done a lot for everyone all these years. Detective Bad, don't tell me today's the day. Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire, and we almost didn't make it. But we did it. We solved everything. But that's just it. We haven't solved everything just yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring you, the Yagarasu, were chasing after, the legend of that Yagarasu, is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier, it was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Is it really true, Uncle Bad? Were you also a part of the Yagarasu? As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you. Uncle Bad... Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right? Unfortunately, it isn't. Oh, come on, sir. She's just yanking on my chain. Isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth? Detective Bad... Wait, no, you're no longer a detective. Mr. Bad. I like to ask you about the Yagarasu. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, here. I should give these back to you. These are the pages from my KGA case files from the Yagarasu stole from my office. Wait a minute. Wait. What? Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night. You can't be... That was you! It was you! So the Yagarasu who stole into my room was you, was it? Wait, then that means... What? Tell me it's not true! That's too insane for me to believe, sir! It's true, even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG8 incident. It was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday as a prosecutor, and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the elder sister of the victim in the case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. And that's when we realized that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do something outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. That's how we were formed, the Yagarasu, and vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano Group. Mr. Amano's conglomerate? We called ourselves the Yagarasu. We flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up. And then, it was finally time. We'd finally arrived at a moment when we'd find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart. And Faraday, he died for it. But why? Why wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG8 incident? After his death, I looked into her past, and that's when I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KJ incident, CCU. She never had a sister. What? Then that means Shi-Na wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto U was also another pseudonym. From the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring. She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page on the case file, please use it wisely. Trump card? That photo that we stuck on there, try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Alagarasu, but why? This is a directives card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. This was something Cochin had at him at the time of the KG-8 incident 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident in the CCU. But why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yagarasu? The reason why we called ourselves the Yagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark that the smuggling ring's boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order is supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. Apparently, it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. So you mean the cards were written in the ink? The fact that the card that Cochin was sent made it into Faraday's hands at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So that's why those white cards are the great thief that used the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind. Oh, okay. And one more thing, Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you. My lollipop. Oh, what is it, sir? This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG-8 incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. But I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano, and he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. And we forced him to tell us where it was finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. Oh, okay. This video! What? Don't come any closer! I'm warning you! Oh, it's a video that he tried taking. Oh man, that was a while back. This is the same video as the one Mr. Portsman was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Amano was preparing to take on the boss someday, and the video was his insurance. That's where that prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. Then, that card was not the calling card to Yadagarasu, but rather a directives card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. The two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portsman thought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night, both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is, whether you use them or not, it's up to you. But they will be of help to you when you take on someone who's above the law. Is the boss one of those who cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Detective Bad, there's no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them. You can still insist on that, even now. You really are something else. I'll leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu. Pops! Don't ever lose your detective spirit. Pops! Why is this happening? This isn't justice! Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Now let's go. Yes, sir! Is this really the end of the legend? I did... Oh, my brain. Oh, man. This video went on for way too long because I just couldn't find a good point to stop it at. Oh, boys. Yeah, this is like a TV episode right now, so you guys enjoy your whole 30 minutes, but... Wow. Just wow. We now have what the real Yatagarasu was. It wasn't just a single entity. It was actually those three put together. That's one hell of a shocker. What can we say? There we go. But although we figured out that mystery, Yu claims that she hasn't actually killed anyone, and the ringleader is actually still out there. How can this get even more complicated? Or how can this get even more just like mind-blowing? Well, I guess you guys are going to have to wait until next time. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. I'll see you guys later.